Starting a greeting card business is one of the best ways to start a side business and start making income. And in 2018, this is exactly what I did to make $500 in 1 month. And in the past 2 years, I've coached numerous calligraphers and artists on how to sell greeting cards too. In this video, I'll share my top 3 things that you need to do when you are selling greeting cards, and make sure you stay until the end of this video for my recommendation of what to do if you are just starting out. First, you need to create a place where you can showcase your cards and also collect payment, because when you are promoting your cards, you want to make it as easy for your customers as possible to just click into the place where you're selling the cards and to make a purchase. You can just collect cash, but it's just easier if they can just make the purchase right away. In business, you should make things as easy as possible for the customer. So you have a couple options. The easiest thing to start off with is probably Etsy, because it's not like you creating your own website where you need to do the design and everything. But with Etsy, you can just put your listings there and you're ready to sell. Literally, you could create an Etsy shop in 1 day and start selling your cards. If you don't want to use Etsy or your own website, then the easiest thing you can start off with is making a Google form order form where people can tell you what they want to order. Like maybe you have 3 card selections and 2 envelope colors or something. So people can submit what they want as an order, and then you can send them a link using Wave or Stripe or PayPal, and then they can pay through their email. So that would be the easiest thing to do, but also it's a little bit not professional because it's a Google form. But I have seen people start off with those, and I think it's totally okay to do that if you want to get started and you don't want to start an Etsy shop or make your own website. However, I do think that down the line, if you are going to continue selling cards, you should consider having a more professional place where you can sell your cards, like either Etsy or your website. And later on in this video, I'll talk about a couple other platforms that you can use as well. By the way, I know that if you're watching this video, you are in the middle of planning out your business, or maybe you've started it, but you're not sure what direction to take, or you're confused with some parts of it. Well, I have a free business plan template that you can download. It's in the description box, and it will go through the most important things for you to think about when just starting a business. So you can check it out below. Next, the best thing you can do in order to start selling your cards is actually to promote it within your own network. So to your family and friends and acquaintances. People who are already in your existing network will want to support you. It's just like how, imagine if you have a friend who's just starting a restaurant business, maybe it's a hamburger place or something, and every time you want to have a hamburger, wouldn't you consider going to your friend's restaurant instead of going to McDonald's or something because you want to support your friend? Well, same concept. So when people know you, they want to support you, especially if you already have a pre-existing relationship with them. Even if the relationship is not super close. I've had a lot of people from my high school buy my things because even though I don't talk to them, we still had a connection in the past. And even a really weak tie can be really powerful when you're just starting a business. So how can you start doing this? Well, it's very simple. You can take some pictures of your cards and then start promoting it on all your social media networks. Blast it out. Not blast it out, but share it with everybody. Not every day, obviously, but you can just share about it. I would probably do it maybe once a week. And then if it's a special occasion like Valentine's Day, which is coming up, or the holiday season, I would do it every couple of days on different platforms, just so people are reminded. On Instagram though, I would do it every single day on Instagram stories. Or if you want to post or do Instagram reels, then I think every day is okay. So out of the $500 that I sold in greeting cards in my first month, I would say the majority of the sales came from people I know. So do not underestimate the power of your own existing network. Next, if you want to sell more greeting cards, then you need to expand your network. So you are creating connections and making your existing network bigger. I already talked about the power of using your existing network. So if you are able to make it bigger, even as you are just starting this greeting card business, then it is so powerful and so good for your business because you are creating meaningful connections with people who want to support you because they know you, even if they just met you at a networking event or something. So there are many ways you can do this. The first thing you can do is to go to in-person or virtual networking events. I do actually have a video where I explain my top networking tips, so you can check it out after. And when you do go to these events, you can introduce yourself as someone who makes greeting cards. And if it's a virtual event, it's like so easy for you to just like hold up one of the cards you're selling and say, hey, like my name is Dina and I sell greeting cards. These are one of the designs that I have. Another way you can do this is to use social media. So social media is really great for connecting with people that aren't your friends. And a really good way to do this is actually through Facebook groups. So a lot of Facebook groups that are more business related, like I like the ones where it's like business owners in Vancouver, basically like business owners in your location, or for me, women entrepreneurs in BC or something. So groups that are business related or artists in Canada, something like that. And I'm not saying you should just like message everybody in those Facebook groups. Like most of the time that's not allowed. Like you can't just spam people, right? But if you go into these Facebook groups, a lot of people are asking different kinds of questions about running a business. And so if you can answer them, or if you see someone ask a question and then you maybe take a look at their website and you see, hey, it's so interesting. Oh, they sell like soap or something or candles, and I'm actually really into soap or candles. Let me go message that person and say how much I love the business that they're running. I love their mission, and maybe you buy a product or two. But the thing I'm trying to say is when you connect with people on social media, and if these are people you don't know, make sure that you are adding value to their lives. Don't just message them and say like,
hey, are you interested in buying my greeting cards?
No, don't do that. So what you need to do is to create a genuine connection, a genuine relationship where you're exchanging value. So that could be like answering a business question that they have, or maybe you love their product, so you buy their soap or something, or just saying, hey, I love what you do. I would love to connect and learn more about your journey. While you might not see instant sales from this, just know that networking is a long-term strategy and it will pay off in the future. A pro tip that I have for you is to actually reach out to people who send cards to their own clients all the time around Christmas time, or maybe clients' birthdays or something. So these are people like realtors, financial advisors, accountants, insurance brokers, like people who work with their clients in a professional way, and the clients are like high value clients. So if you have some standard designs that you're selling, you can definitely sell those, but a lot of these times, these kinds of people will also want custom cards. So there was one time I was working with a realtor who wanted to send out 20 cards to her clients. So she bought my standard cards, and then she asked me to write a custom message inside each card. So I think the total transaction of that was around $300 or something. Hey, by the way, if you are getting value out of this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are looking for more creative business resources and tips. So my other pro tip for connecting with different people and expanding your network is to attend events and trade shows, conventions, maybe local art fairs. Those kinds of events, you can definitely have a booth or table at those events where you sell your cards. It's definitely good. There is usually like a cost having a table, or it might be free. It really depends on the kind of event. But when you are at these events, whether or not you have a table or not, I want you to go and talk to the other vendors. Like, this is such a great way to meet new people, because these are people who want to talk to you, right? It's not like you're just approaching people on the street. When you network with more people, there is a compounding effect. So this is how you can get referrals. This is how you can get people to start mentioning your name when maybe one of their friends is looking for somebody who is selling cards or looking for custom cards or something. And right now you might be thinking, okay, Dina, this is like a lot of work to go to these events, connect with people. So like, you can actually sell anything in any way, and you can be successful doing that. I truly believe that. But everything is not as easy as it seems. So by just posting on Etsy, for example, like, you really need to do keyword research, you need to research your competitors, you need to create the products, and the photos need to be very professional. And you might even want to do some Etsy ads, and that stuff takes time. The reason why I suggest starting with your pre-existing network and then expanding that network is because even though it takes more time at the beginning, you can make more sales faster this way. Whereas if you're just popping your cards on a website and expecting that people will come and buy your cards, it will take longer generally, and it's not as fast. If you want to explore some of the other options for selling cards, you can definitely use Etsy and just like post your cards there. Or you can use print-on-demand stores like Zazzle or Redbubble. Also, Amazon has something called Amazon Handmade, so you can upload your cards there, but I don't know too much about the Amazon and the print-on-demand stores and the whole process of doing that, but I do know that it is harder because you are basically putting yourself out there and nobody knows who you are, nobody cares about you, and why would somebody buy a card from a person who has 0 sales? Also, if you're not sure about the logistics of starting a greeting card business, like what size to print, or how do you design the card, should you do handmade or digital, how to price your cards, and where to print them, then make sure you check out this video because I explain everything in there.